My name is Marty, and welcome to my Flosstube channel, Triple M Stitching. Today is Saturday, December 4th, and I'm so excited to be able to spend some time with you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. What you can expect from this video is a little bit of life update, one previous finish, my works in progress, my husband's works in progress, and a little bit of stash acquisition, and that's about it. So I'm really excited you are here today. I wanted to give a big thank you and a big shout out to Small Town Needleworks. Those lovely ladies, Kim and Jade, I believe, gave me a shout out a few videos back. I am kind of behind on subscribing to new people. I have the time usually to just kind of pop on a video here and there and stitch in between schoolwork or regular work. I am a graduate student getting a master's in library and information science, and I have an assistantship on campus that makes that possible, and so I help people use Adobe Sign, which is as thrilling as it is, or as it sounds. So I do have time to stitch, but I don't always have time to watch Flosstube, so when I do, I just kind of choose from someone I've already got in my subscriptions box, and I've been bad about finding new people, so I was really grateful to find them, and yeah, I hear their kind words, and they have a really fun channel, so if you're not watching Small Town Needlework, you should. Yeah, so as far as life update goes, I have just been kind of nose to the grindstone with school and work. I'm, as many students and teachers are at this time of year, rounding the corner to being done with the semester. My last paper, that I haven't started, is due on the 10th, and that's kind of the last thing I need to do apart from one little reflection paper. And so, yeah, basically in a week I'll be done. So next time you see me, I'll be done with this semester, and I will be so excited. I have been... my husband and I were able to go home to South Carolina for Thanksgiving, which was a huge blessing. We were able to see both sides of our family, and we were able to see my sweet nephew and his grandparents and our parents, and it was an amazing time. But now we are back here in Maryland, and I think the ladies from Small Town Needleworks were talking about how I live in a frat house, and yes, that is confirmed. That is not a rumor. I do live in a frat house. It is a huge blessing because it pays for my husband's tuition, and we get paid, and then we get free room and board. But it also is like really annoying sometimes, so it's definitely an adventure. I think in one of my videos I had to stop because I was laughing because a guy was running across my window here carrying an Instapot, sprinting. I mean, just random stuff happens here in the frat house, so that is kind of what's going on in my life. I have been stitching to kind of relax from work, and my husband and I have been watching a lot of Crikey, It's the Irwins. I was a massive Crocodile Hunter fan growing up. I watched him almost daily after school. I loved animals, I still do, and I loved his show. And when Steve Irwin passed away, that was one of my first experiences with death and grief, and someone I knew, passing, and it was a big deal. It sounds silly, but we've been watching a lot of Crikey, It's the Irwins, and I've been looking up echidna cross-stitch patterns and platypus cross-stitch patterns and stuff, so we'll see if I have some haul related to that. But here is my previous finish, without further ado. This is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I stitched this I probably stitched it almost 2 years ago, but I fully finished it last Christmas, and I just hang it with command strips on the wall. This polka dot fabric is from, I think, Walmart. The one near me at the time sold cuts of fabric kind of rolled up in tubes, and there was this cute polka dot fabric. I used the called for everything. This is a 32 count linen and the called for fancy floss. The gingerbread men were supposed to have French knot buttons and eyes with white thread, but I tried and could not achieve that, so they do not have any eyes or buttons. This wooden piece is from the Target Dollar Spot last year. I know they have some other wooden pieces this year, but I haven't really checked. We don't drive the car much. We just kind of with what's around us, and there's not a Target. So, yeah, it was just like a couple dollars, and it was totally blank, but I've seen you can get things like have words and cover it up too, but this one was blank. That's my previous finish, and I'm going to hang it on the wall today, and hopefully in my coming videos I'll show, I think I have 2 or 3 other fully finishes for Christmas that I can show in my upcoming videos, because I don't do a lot of fully finishing now. I did in the last school year, I did just because I was trying to get a few little seasonal decorations for us to have for like Valentine's Day and Easter and Thanksgiving, and I achieved that, and so then I kind of stopped because I don't have a lot of room to display things here. I showed 2 fall and Thanksgiving related previous finishes in my last video, but the next coming ones will be Christmas, so yay. Next up is works in progress. So I'm going to refer here to my bullet journal that I use to keep track of what I've stitched on and my goals to kind of guide this. So I finished November, I drew out December, and we are underway. I write down goals on this side, dates for my stitch alongs over here, and then what I actually worked on, I'll write down in the boxes. So after my last Flosstube, I started working on Maple Lane from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, if I can find it. I don't have the cover photo for this one, but I'm caught up with 2 parts, so it's kind of in a state of completion. The 3rd part just came out maybe yesterday, I don't know, but recently, so I won't say what it is and spoil it. But I love autumn, and I love the trolley ticket needle minder, and it's so cute. The amazing variation in those trees is accomplished with 2 colors of classic Colorworks, Fancy Floss, and then there is a mix of Fancy Floss and DMC. I'm using the called for linen, and I purchased it straight from the Frosted Pumpkin. So there's a cute coffee and tea stand, and we have a friend who's enjoying it, and there's a really cute phone booth too. So I really love this. It's like the perfect fall vibe stitch along, and yeah, I think I have 4 stitch alongs right now, which is a lot for me, and I don't know how that happened. I mean, I chose to make it happen, but if anyone gets neglected, it's probably this one, just because I'm kind of personally in a more Christmas mood now, and 2 of my other stitch alongs are Christmas related, and so I will probably, if I have to choose one, if there's like I only have a few days left to work or something, I'll probably choose the Christmas ones. But I do really love this one, and I am doing 90 days of no new starts at the beginning of next year with some other amazing cross-stitch friends, and so those 90 days will give me the chance to catch up on any stitch-alongs that get neglected in the wild Christmas and holiday season. So that is my plan. And then after I worked on that for a few days, we flew home to South Carolina, and I wanted to pick something nice and easy to work on in the airport, and so I picked Away in a Manger by Doreen Jones, which is my nativity project. Here is the cover photo for this project. They are finished here as finger puppets, but they do stand up on their own, and I could like maybe get a little spool and like plop them on top, because my husband and I don't have our own nativity set yet. We haven't bought one or inherited one or any of like the traditional ways of getting one, and so I thought I would stitch one. I love the cute design of this. And so my goal is to have this done by next year. Maybe on like the after Christmas sales, I'll scope out the craft stores and see if they have any of the like stables on sale for next year to have. But for now, these are the figures I've done so far. I did change up a few hair and skin colors to make it a little more realistic, but other than that, it did not change like the design. Here is one wise man. I think I show what I've done before every time, but I just love them, so I'm going to keep going. Mary and Baby Joseph. Baby Jesus. She was the first one I did. And then here is Joseph. I changed his beard from white to brown so he wouldn't look so much older than Mary, because I felt like Mary looked really young, and with the white beard it was kind of a weird contrast. And then I have an angel. And that is all I've done. In the airport, I worked on, and in the airport and then on the airplane, and then some at my mom's house and my husband's parents' house. I worked on the shepherd. He is super cute so far. I mean, he has no face. He's a blob, but he's cute. These are pretty heavily backstitched, so they are rather blobbish until the backstitching comes in. I was doing these one a month at the beginning of the school year and into the fall, and I was keeping up with that really well. But with more Christmas stitch-alongs that I have now that I want to work on, in November and December, I decided to maybe just try and abandon the one a month thing and try and just get whatever I could done. And then I'll finish in the 90 days of no new starts. I should be able to finish this shepherd, and then do two more wise men, no problem. So I keep this in a cute Goose bag, and all my floss is kept in a bendy flip from Bags Plus, and I love these so much. I don't have enough for all my projects, but I wish I did, because they are so much neater for me than a bobbin ring. And I do use those too on projects that I don't have the bendy flips, but I must be really aggressive or something, because mine just look like ghastly. But yeah, cute story about that project from the airport. I was sitting in our gate stitching along, and this family with like probably a 7-year-old girl comes up, and I can see she's like really like pointedly staring at me, and I assume she's like interested in what I'm doing, and so I don't want to be creepy and like stare at her, so I just like, and I have a mask on, so I can't really smile, so I just like give a little wave and like smile with my eyes over at her, and she just like stares at me. And I can see her and her dad talking after a few minutes, and he's like giving her a nudge, probably to be like, it's okay to go talk to her. And so I'm just trying to sit there and like not freak her out and not freak out the parents. But she comes over and sits down in the seat next to me, but like won't look at me and like doesn't say anything. She was so sweet. I was a really shy kid, and so I really felt for her. Like I was painfully shy as a child, and so she was like holding like a squishy ball, and so I was like, I like your ball. And she was like, wouldn't look at me still and was like, thanks. And it was really sweet. And so I kind of just like left the ball on her court and just kept stitching, trying to like smile with my eyes, And she, after like, probably 5 minutes of her kind of sitting there and poor thing, like fidgeting, she was like, what are you working on? And I explained I was cross-stitching a shepherd. It's part of a nativity scene. I showed her the picture. And then like she just opened up after that, and she started chatting, and her parents were really close by, and they were watching, so they were being good parents. But we were chatting about cross stitch, and she knew some about sewing, and she was really interested in like how I knew what color to choose and where to put which color, and yeah, and then she was telling me all about her school and the pilgrims and the science fair she was learning about, and yeah, she was very chatty, and she was so sweet. And then her flight boarded and she left. But I guess that's one of the benefits of cross-stitching in public. You just kind of open yourself up to some really sweet interactions. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget that. She was so sweet, and she reminded me a lot of myself as a child. And the fact that she was so interested in cross-stitching was really exciting. And yeah, so that was my sweet airport story about cross-stitching. So I worked on that, whilst traveling. And we watched the Clemson-Carolina game, which is a big rivalry. We're big Carolina Gamecocks fans, and a little bit at home. But then when I got back, I had a big paper to write, and so I only stitched like a little tiny bit, and I finished up Maple Lane in those couple days after we got back. And after that, I started the hands-on design cookie exchange stitch-along. This is a stitch-along hosted, I think it's not a very long stitch-along. It might be over like a week or two, by Hands-On Design. It's baking themed. This is the Called For fabric by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I'll try to make it show up more. Kind of. There we go. But this is some of the first part. There's going to be like a longer banner of quilty stars here, and then there's a really sweet like scalloped baking table with like holly underneath. And so I've only gotten to start on the first part. I don't plan on keeping up with this as it comes out, because I think it comes out like every 2 days, and I have a lot going on. But I would like to get this done by the end of the month, maybe. I think that might be a reasonable goal. It's on 16 count Aida, so it might be some good car stitching. We were driving home for Christmas, and so my husband is driving home for Christmas. And so I will be riding in the passenger seat. And I think this would be a good piece to take because it's not like too fidgety color-wise, and it's on really easy to work with Ada. So that is my plan for that. My amazing friend Erin, hi Erin if you're watching, is also working on this, and yeah, she's ahead of me, but she's doing great. So it'll be fun to watch the progress through her, even when I'm not caught up. And then after I started that, I wanted to get a move on my, let's see if I can say it right, Doreen Jones and Lakeside Needlecraft Christmas Tweetings Wreath Stitch Along. The designer is Doreen Jones. The distributor is Lakeside Needlecraft. And I'll show you the cover image now. It is this beautiful wreath and has all these amazing birds. This part here with the two birds is the most recent part. I have everything to finish this. I have the 2 double hoops. I have a YouTube video saved showing me how to finish it like that. I want to finish this as soon as I can. The last part comes out December 11th, and I will be done with school by then. Hallelujah. And so I'll be able to just kind of bust out that last part, I think, and fully finish it in hopes of getting it up to display for the weeks leading up to Christmas. But without further ado, here is my whip. It looks, again, rather blobbish because there's no backstitch. You can see this line here is where the last one finished and the new one is beginning. I am just working on those 2 sweet birds, and I hope to finish all of like the major cross stitching today, and then tomorrow I can do like the fill in green bits. You can see here it's all filled in with like a half stitch of light green. Excuse me. And the back stitch tomorrow. I do have to write a reflection paper this weekend, but I think I can swing doing both. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. This is probably my favorite whip I have right now. Like, I love this so much. And I really want to have it hanging up somewhere for Christmas. I honestly don't know where, but I will dangle it off of the TV if I have to. I want this up. So my grime guard is from Crab Shack Stitchery, and it has polar bears, or patriotic polar bears, decorating Christmas trees, which is amazing. And my needle minder is from Top Knot Stitcher. And that is my most recent work in progress. So next I will show you my husband's works in progress. He currently has 2. I told the story of my husband stitching and showed all of his works that we have here in my video titled Husband Stitching, I think, if you're interested. He is still, pardon my reach, he is still working on this pineapple for his mom. Here's what it looks like in the Q-snap. It's a super cool geometric pattern. He's doing it on 18 count Ada, which is his favorite because he likes the loop start, but he likes good coverage. So we have discovered he is an 18 count kind of guy. He has a bendy sticky from Bags Plus that I got him. Turtles are both of our collective favorite animal, and so he can keep his extra thread up here, and his floss are rather haphazardly in these bobbins, and the turtles are so cute. Let me see if I can pop this top bit out of the Q-snap and show you. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can. No. There we go. So the top, it's kind of really well folded, but it's this leafy green geometric pattern. And this is for his mom, who loves pineapples. And so he's working on several gifts right now. We decided on patterns for each of his parents, and then his grandma, and then his other set of grandparents. So he is a busy beaver right now. That pattern is from Etsy, but I do not know the designer. He handled that, and so if you're super interested, let me know, and I can ask him to email me the designer. Or not email, I mean just like send me the link so I have the shop. But yeah. The second thing he worked on at his parents' house because he didn't want his mom to see what he was working on because it's a surprise. And this will be a gift for his grandma who loves baskets. It's called Basket Collector from Susie Q Designs. I saw this on Stash Unloading and immediately sent it to him, and I was like, we have to get this for her because she loves baskets. She has like basket trees where it's like these iron, like these metal, it's kind of like a coat rack, and it has lots of hooks, and she hangs all of her baskets on them. And yeah, it's a fairly old chart, if I'm correct, because this picture here is like a Kodak printed out photo that's like taped onto this. It's from Stash Unloading, and so I think it's out of print, but here's the information if you want to do an eBay search. He's doing this on 18 count oatmeal, which is his new favorite fabric. He has ordered more. He likes the white okay, but I think he really likes the oatmeal, which me too. He's keeping this in a project bag I got him from Pretty Southern that has these amazing national parks logos on, or like crests. We have a puzzle that has like the similar graphics that we did. I almost kept this for myself and didn't give it to him, but I didn't. All he has on this one is E.T. in basket. He worked on this just for a little bit, but he's so close to finishing the pineapple that he'll pick this right back up afterwards. So that is what he is working on, and he is really enjoying it. It's so fun to have someone to stitch with, and yeah, we watch The Office or Crikey It's the Irwins and just stitch. So it's a lot of fun. The last bit of the video, this won't be too long, I don't think, unless this part gets out of hand, is a little bit of stash acquisitions. So the first thing I want to share is a kit I got on eBay. I had seen, I think Jennifer Upton on Instagram was doing a D-stash, and this kit was included in her D-stash, but it was already claimed, and so I went on eBay and found it. It is Christmas Cottage Yuletide Friends from Gallery of Stitches by Busilla. Oh, sorry for the glare. There you go. It is this house, and it has this sweet little cat and mouse in front of this fire, and I love like how the fire looks like it's glowing, and the sweet kitty. It's a full kit, even has like the house frame and everything. And as I learned when I was browsing on eBay, this this Christmas Cottage is like maybe a line or a series that was done in apparently 1995 from Busilla, and so there's a lot. It's like the same frame, but the design is different. Like there's toys and stuff, like other designs that were really cute. But my husband and I we both really love cats. We don't have a cat, but as soon as we move out of here in May, we will probably get a cat. And so I thought this would be cute to do next year in case we are able to adopt a cat, and we'll have like our first Christmas with them. So that's like planning really far ahead, but even if we don't ever get a cat, I would still get this because it's so cute. It's an 18 count Aida kit, and it has the Aida, the floss, the needle, the frame, and the chart. It says the chart was designed by the Cooler Design Studio, Inc., who I know sells some PDF patterns on her website. I don't know if this is one of them, but this was pretty reasonable on eBay, like less than $10, and there were multiples. So if you're interested, it's out there. And then my next piece of stash acquisition was a giveaway that I won from Stitching with Grammy. She is a Flosstuber and an Instagrammer, and she makes amazing project bags, and I won one on her giveaway from her channel, and I'm so grateful. They're all beautiful. I want to enter every time now, but I feel like I need to hold off because I won. I don't want to enter a bunch, but this is the back. It's this beautiful brown check, but the inside is coffee themed. And let me see if I can show you her logo. Made with Love by Barbara Jones. So Barbara Jones is like her given name, but then Stitching with Grammy is her like internet name. But I love this bag because it is very stiff. Like the batting or the interfacing is very firm, and so it's not super floppy. I don't mind the floppy ones, but when I held this one, I was like, oh, I like this. And so if you want to order, you order through her Instagram. And so she like posts fabric and we'll say like, I have these fabrics, and then you can like say I want one, I think is how it works. But I'm so grateful to have won one from her, and I do think I would purchase in the future if I see a fabric, I would definitely jump on it. And she included like a lot of sweet extras. There are some floss drops, which I bobbinate my DMC, but I have just been leaving my fancy floss on the card, and those are kind of ripping, and so I think I might move some of them over to this. They're not punched, like they don't have holes in them yet, but I know from like Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby that you can get like circular punches of like a appropriate size, so she wrote a really sweet note, just thanking me for watching the Flosstube channel. And she included, oh yeah, okay, here is her name, Stitching with Grammy, so if you need the spelling, custom sewing. There's some more information if you want to screenshot or pause this video. And then she included a lemon and orange black tea, which sounds amazing. I might have to fight my husband for this because these are his favorite tea flavors. I'll probably give it to him because I'm nice. And we have this this mint tea that I'm really into, and I've been drinking that and he hasn't, so I might give him this. But yeah, I am so grateful. Thank you so much, Barbara, if you're watching this on the off chance, but very excited. Last little bit, my mom's like childhood best friend I've known my whole life. She owned she still owns like a large piece of land, has a bunch of animals, like very energetic, big personality lady, and she's been a big part of my childhood. She was going through her attic and she used to cross stitch a bunch and is like not as interested anymore, and so she had given me a box of stuff before. This stuff all has been stored in an attic in what is essentially an old farmhouse that is like not used as a house. It's like a storage house, basically. Hard to describe. That being said, it's like not in like a good environment, and so a lot of it I had to throw away because it was not great quality and it was dirty or very smelly. There were a few pieces of fabric that were very well sealed that I was able to keep from that box. But she gave my mom another box to give to me that I got to sort through over Thanksgiving. And I was all the fabric and floss from that box smelled horribly musty, and it was rather dirty to a point that it wasn't really worth cleaning. But there were some charts that were worth keeping. First is Walt Disney characters in counted cross stitch. I probably was more evident in my whip parade because a lot of my project bags are Disney themed, but I'm a big Disney fan, and so I was really excited to see this. There's Mickey. I think there's a page that shows everyone. Yeah. So I'll just kind of scroll around. There's Snow White, Pinocchio, Goofy, Peter Pan. I love these vintage Mickey and Minnie. So very excited to have this. I'd seen this on like Stash Unloading and stuff before, but I never picked it up. And then there are a few charts. These are in rather poor condition, but I held on to them because they are houses from downtown Charleston, South Carolina, which is where I grew up and where I really love. And so it's just a chart. It's hand drawn. There's a couple of them. And so yeah, I held on to them because they are specific houses from Charleston, and that was very meaningful to me. So I might be able to, I'll probably like make a high quality copy in our university library and like toss that because it's rather dirty. And it's like I think she drew them. I'm not sure. I need to talk to her. And then my husband wanted to keep this one because it has a panda in it. Animal Magnetism from Cross My Heart Ink. That panda was really what he wanted to do. This one, I don't know why we kept this. Oh, it had a rooster in it. This is Country Sampler. And one of his grandmas really loves roosters. And so he really wanted to hold on to that for her. And then this is needlepoint. I think it could be anything. It's shown on the cover at needlepoint. But this has we love pandas. When we were in China, we got to go to the panda breeding and rescue center in Chengdu and see all of their baby pandas, and it was very overwhelming and amazing. And we have seen the sweet pandas here at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. And so this is Charted Creatures by Beth Elovitz, and it's shown in needlepoint, but it's pandas doing things, and there's an alphabet and numbers. So that was really sweet. And then last, this one's a gift. Don't want to show that because for someone who watches. But it was Seascapes 2, I think. And this one was cool because it had specific lighthouses on it, and my husband really loves lighthouses. So yeah, that is it. That's what I have for you this video. I hope to be back next weekend, do a celebratory video. for finishing my school year out. And then I will have hopefully a finish on Christmas tweetings, at least this part, and then some more progress to show you. I might also do like kind of a stitch with me or something. I had shown in my last video my review of the Hardwick Manor fanny frame lap stand, and I think I got 1 or 2 requests to show me stitching on it, and so I might just like put this computer in front of me on the couch and stitch so you can just kind of see how I use it, and then just kind of ramble about whatever. So if you would like to see that kind of stitch with me video, leave me a comment letting me know, and if you have any topics you're interested in hearing about me ramble about, my opinions on, or my life or something, leave that in the comments below also. And if I didn't say anything and you have a question, I'm happy to answer it, or message me on Instagram, send you a shop link or something, happy to do that. But yeah, I think that's everything I have for this video. I am so grateful for all of you, and I hope you have a great week, and yeah, happy stitching. Bye!